Mercury, Mercury, it's Mercury. So today, we're just painting a little, taking a few minutes and enjoying our work. We often like to talk to ourselves when we work, so we thought we would just, do that same thing but then record it. Because why not? Anywho, so this is a series that we're working on that is all about our we identity, which we're still trying to figure out, like, what's a better word for identity. But because, like, we're still not sure if we love, like, the I in front of it, but we might have to just get over that whole I thing. Because, I mean, I is still part of us, It's kind of like, when you change who you are, you still are those beings from before you were the current you are. So it's not like, every day we're a new us. You might as well just get used to it, reincarnating, even just in what we perceive as this one lifetime, hundreds of thousands of times, constantly, over and over. Anyway, so this is about just kind of the battles inside our own mind as well, trying to grasp who we are, what we are, beyond just what we've been told, but who we really see ourselves, what's really out there in our mind. We also, you can't see the whole piece right now because, we're just working on a small bit. But, what were we saying? Oh, right. So we like to see this piece because there's several other beings on this piece. And they're all parts of us, parts of who we are. They don't always feel connected. Sometimes they reject each other. Sometimes we think of it a lot like Inside Out in a way. Disney may be full of, aliens, demons, and pedophiles, but, they still talk a lot of truth. I mean, look at Monsters, Inc. If that wasn't the truth. MK Ultra much? Oh, anyway. So this is very much about our we being, trying to come to terms with all the parts of us, even the ones that we're afraid to share, the ones that scare us, the ones that hurt other parts of us, and it's important that we acknowledge all these pieces because they're not going away. They're part of us, good or bad. Our past is a part of us. It stays with us. You don't just miraculously get rid of it. And so for us, it's really important. Like, we're Mercury now, but, like, we didn't stop also being boobies or, other nicknames and such. Nicknames. Oh, nicknames. So, like, that's the other thing. It's not really a nickname either. Like, no one really has a nickname. When they call you, so we used to have a professor in grad school, a mentor of sorts, mostly taught us we're not gonna go there. We're gonna be nice. But used to call us lizard head all the time. And, lizard head, it's a term of endearment, she said. And maybe in her mind it was. But when you're constantly be calling lizard, and that your head is full of lizard, then all you're going to be is lizard. And we don't want to be a lizard. In fact, we prefer. I mean, we have our lizard tendencies. Like, let's be real. No one is immune to lizard actions and lizardy behavior. Like, we all can be lizard from time to time, all right? It doesn't mean we need to, like, reinforce the lizard and, like, make it part of the habit. Because when you constantly degrade someone and tell them that they're a lizard head and tell them that it's a term of endearment, it's actually abuse. It's abuse. we don't always see it as abuse. And we can also decide how we want that abuse to affect us. But we also should be able to stand up for ourselves and be like, hey, we actually don't like that. You can stop calling us that now. And standing up for ourselves and who we are, and knowing that we're not a lizard head. We may have lizard tendencies, but it doesn't make us a lizard all the time. And I don't know, maybe we're just overthinking lizard head, but it still hurts our feelings, It made us feel inferior, like we weren't good at what we were doing. And then, in turn, not good at doing things would happen. And then it would just be awful. Abuse is it's not cute. It's not acceptable. But, we also can't blame her for being abusive, because let's be real. Everyone in Hollywood, Broadway, and stuff, they've all been abused too. I mean, the first director as an artist that we truly felt, and now we've had good connections with other directors, but no one quite cared about our emotional well-being more than our professor in grad school, Mr. Crook. We're gonna say his name because he's amazing. Probably should have just said Paul, but he was the first director that we actually felt didn't. Do you know? It's such a weird thing to say, because growing up, we were a child in theater, and we know we must have suffered some abuse during that time, because while there. Now, granted, we loved theater, and we still love theater. We got a master's degree in it. But, there's some trauma there that we haven't quite figured out. We haven't remembered. Yeah, we have a lot of trauma we haven't remembered. Member berries. There's a lot of stuff we still don't remember, and we're trying really hard to remember, and it's probably because we're trying so hard that we're struggling to remember. And maybe it's okay not to remember those kinds of things, but at the same time, it's good to remember those things so that you can process it, move forward from it, not hide from it anymore, and we're especially, so to be perfectly honest, we're also very especially worried about doing too much work into our past lives, because so far our past lives have been quite violent. Quite violent endings. None of them were quite, some of them were very traumatic. A lot of blood and violence, and the things that we can remember and feel, that it's like, how do you even explain that you've felt what it's like to be set on fire, and weirdly, so how do we explain it? It's like, it hurt, but it also felt like a release, and we don't know how to explain that, where it doesn't sound really masochistic, because trust us, we under no circumstances ever want to be burned alive at the stake again. That was not fun. Okay, it's just not. It's quite painful. The smells, the everything, the people cursing at you, calling you a witch. You don't like it. It's not fun. We were ginger during that lifetime. We're ginger during a lot of lifetimes. In fact, so far we have yet to experience, and keep in mind, we've also had past life regression stuff with other like mediums and people who are, who are spiritually connected in their own way, whether it be witchcraft or voodoo or alien powers, God powers, succubus, vampire, look, everybody's got their beliefs, and we've all had past lives, and realistically, one of the things we have to start accepting is some of our past lives, we know, are quite, yeah. So we're gonna just stop there for now, because we're out of paint, and little Kiki is begging for us to go play with him. So we hope you enjoyed our little chat today and enjoyed watching us paint for a few. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.